Hello ladies and gentlemen, Atsukai here. I'm bringing you another video for Conqueror's Blade, published by Paris Interactive and my games, developed by Booming Tech. I'm back here on PTR with another update for the upcoming season. Interestingly enough, it is more changes to, well, of course, the incoming units. So let's just get straight into it. Since the season is likely to begin soon, it is kind of unlikely we'll see more PTRs after the season, any more PTR changes after the season starts. But you never know. They have tried to have an active PTR throughout a season. I think one active season. I forget which one that was. There was quite a few PTR changes that we were kept up to date with. But nevertheless, we have the Feathered Crossbowmen. Fix an issue where the double shot skill appeared after interacting with a supply point without equipping the Swift double shot doctrine. They also optimize the target finding logic in battle. So, first one's more likely a bug fix. It's probably something similar to, or something more complex. Some, because of how interacting with supply points changes their state. I know it's very strange, but apparently how things are coded, there can be magical skills that randomly appear out of nowhere after interacting with the supply point or while interacting with the supply point. We have the Wuyue Mansion Guards adjustments, HP reduced by 10% and all defenses decreased by 10%, damage dealt decreased by 10%, reduce the attack distance of Brutal Sweep, decreasing its area of effect damage capabilities, increase Brutal Sweep's weaken effect against heroes from 50% to 70%, adjusted Brutal Sweep cooldown from 0 to 1 second, and its activation time is now adjusted from 4 seconds to 3 seconds after using Soul Breaking Claws. Brutal Sweep's immunity duration reduced from 4 seconds to 1 second, adjusted Pike proficiency HP recovery effect from 3% to 5%, changed the ending nodes of inner growth from receive 30% damage reduction when Brutal Sweep is active to Brutal Sweep doubles the damage to charging units. So, not I'm gonna take a look in a second, but continuing on real quickly, the Zania heavy cavalry adjustments added type. I'm guessing this is unit type. Mighty Rider kills when swift as lightning is active, can reduce weapon veteran cooldown. Kills when weapon veteran is active, can reduce swift as lightning cooldown timer. Ah, man. That sounds like cancer. That actually sounds like cancer. Remove the hit effect of weapon veteran when it is no longer in the charging state. There must be... not exactly sure. That must be some kind of visual effect kind of thing. Adjusted the damage reduction effect of the upper line's ending node from 15% to 20%. Adjusted the damage increase effect of the lower line's ending node from 10% to 15%. Reduce the speed threshold of Swift as Lightning. Okay, so that's an interesting one. Reduce the speed threshold of Swift as Lightning. Increase the duration of Weapon Veteran by 1 second. Blunt defense goes from 336 to 386. So that's an increase by 50. Slashing defense goes from 551 to 600. Optimize formations during the follow state. Optimize enemy search logic during the attack status. Optimize, okay. Decrease the armor penetration of Swift as Lightning while increasing its damage. Oh, that is concerning. I'm not entirely sure how much the armor penetration is, but it is generally pretty low in all regards. But nevertheless, let's get into the game. Have a look. Some of the changes we might see, starting off with the Wuyue Mansion Guards. We did see that their stats took a big hit. Big reduction, 10% off, does go down from 14k. I think they were really close to 14k. I don't think they actually hit 14k. All the defenses down, which puts them quite low on like the armor side. They were fairly high in comparison to like, oh well, banner guards have really low defenses for some odd reason, but it is much higher than a lot of the other ones in the tier 4 category. Not as high as some of the heavier stuff, but I do think armor is quite scarce. They're quite scarce in the armor department for a lot of the units and stuff. Wonder. So I'm guessing they haven't actually changed this yet. Just wondering. It says mighty. Hang on, wait. What does it say? Added type, Mighty Rider. Okay. No. They adjusted this one, Mighty Rider. So this one has a cooldown refresh kind of effect on it now, which we're going to have to check in-game. This one's been changed back to 15. This one's been changed from 30 to 15 to 20 now. So it's 20%. Again, they're quite scared of giving too much damage reduction, since it can balloon out of control. All right, these guys got an interesting change. Now, I'm gonna just test out real quick. Double shot into number 2. See how well that goes. I didn't see that properly. It looks like it bugged out again. Didn't do it properly. Kind of wanted to do the thing. These guys are really accurate, and like there is like a 40% accuracy increase as well. Or no, it's like 80% accuracy increase that you can give these guys. Oh man, I don't think I'm gonna make it. Oh wait, hang on, 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay. It fully just bugs out. It tries to shoot the first bolt, but it bugs out and then shoots the second one only. Alright, anyway, let's see. Ooh, that's an interesting change. I guess you guys can't probably notice, but if you probably check the videos, how these guys kind of check for melee targets have changed slightly. So their attacks are not canceling when the target dies anymore. So it's kind of strange watching them. Now let's see the number 2 ability. Let's see if anything's changed for this one. Let them go. Activate the number 2 ability. Ooh, that is very strange when I activated the number 2 ability. Them clumping up and not attacking. Huh. That felt weaker. Much weaker. I guess they tried to reduce the effectiveness of these guys. That is odd. Makes it a bit weirder as well. they're not as aggressive as they were before. They've changed it slightly. They kind of get stuck more. Oh, that looked very bad. Very bad, in fact. Almost terrible performance compared to before. Not liking this change. The number 2, like, for some reason in their normal state, they feel better. But that's probably because of, like, battle flow, or just, like, how they flow. They're not so stuttery, they're much more committed, consistent. But when you activate the number 2 ability right now, I'm feeling really underwhelmed here. Yeah, I'm feeling really underwhelmed here. They're not as scary as they were before. They've done something. They've definitely done something. Thinking it has a combination of single attack, single attack, I think. Oh, why did I skip? I needed to bring out the next one. Ugh, sorry about that. Let me just go back into it. Disappointing change. I do think they should have just left the kind of just insta-kill everyone melee. Otherwise, no one's going to use them for melee. Everyone's just going to use them for range, and it's going to be like that. I think majority of people wouldn't have used them for melee anyway, but the fact that they kind of basically gotten rid of it is sad. Still haven't optimized this formation. You see, slightly to the right. Need to be here. Very odd block formation. Column also looks new again. Like, they like to reinvent formations a lot. Oh, that was weird. Did they accidentally give them some kind of brace? Or they were trying to? Look at that! Look at that! That's hilarious! That is the Orochi's sweep attack that they're doing. I've never noticed that before. Oh, okay. That's really sad. You know why that's sad? Because it shows that these guys are actually Orochis. They're base on Orochis. They're reuse Orochis. This stance probably doesn't look like Orochi's, but that attack definitely looked like Orochi. I feel like Brutal Sweep probably has so much damage on it that it would just probably instantly annihilate heroes at the front line. Alright, time to actually use it, so let's see what happens. Oh, they stopped doing the thing. Did I fix? Oh, that's really sad. Using the abilities fixes the unit. Oh, no. Okay. Damage is still very high. 4.5. I'm gonna see if I can do 2 attacks. Let's see if it bugs out. Probably still bug out if you do it too fast, but let's see. Okay, it didn't bug out this time. There was a kind of, how to say, there was a kind of lockout, like a 1-second lockout. So I guess that's enough for it to not bug out. I think that changing the timing for these things was what was the main thing. But as you can probably notice, there is some kind of weird delay when I try to press the number 1 ability too quickly. Especially straight after the So yeah, These guys are going to be... I don't know, like, honestly, I'd like to see how hard these guys actually hit, considering that I never actually got to see the maximum power of their brutal sweep. Their brutal sweeps are technically 10% weaker, or if not even weaker than 10%. Considering that I was seeing 6-8k, now we're probably seeing 4-5-ish k. So that's going to be kind of annoying. But anyway, so they just probably fix. Ooh, they're fast. They get into fights real fast, as you can see. They're really aggressive when they kind of throw those guys in. Yeah, that double damage. Absolutely crapping on shield units. Maybe it was shield units. Maybe the damage is roughly the same. Slightly lower. Probably 10% lower. Has to be 10% lower. Now, what I did notice the last time I was checking out these guys was that, oh, I don't have the thing right now, but this is at 25-second cooldown. Like, the base cooldown is lower than whatever that is. Now, what I probably did notice with just that tiny charge there is that it entered the pseudo-charging state that they do, or the charging state that they do for Swift as Lightning, so much quicker than it did before. So that's interesting, because one thing that, yeah, almost immediately... Ooh, what was that? That attack at the end there was very interesting. So, at lower speeds, these guys can enter the pseudo-charging state, as you can see. Yeah, see? No room. And there's the weapon veteran for one more second. Feels great like that. Thorn mail triggers. Very powerful attack, by the way. Singular hit, though. Feels like it should hit more people. But yeah. I'm very concerned about this unit, considering that what's probably going to end up happening is that it's going to be a chain where people just ride up real close, charge, smash, turn around. But the cooldown reduction is really low by the looks of it. How many would you actually have to kill? Oh man. How fast was that?
All troops form up. Hit them hard.
Yeah. If I didn't activate, they would have charged again. Alright. The cooldown reduction is not that insane right now. It's not like 1 a kill, but it's definitely significant enough. Definitely significant enough where activating both of them in quick succession, just smash an enemy through, seems like the go-to. Swift as Lightning, activate. It wakes for 5 seconds, so they're still in weapon redundancy mode. And they're fast. 12 seconds. You got 12 seconds of Swift as Lightning. I don't think there's gonna be very many things that can survive, like, the whole onslaught from these guys. Not to mention, they enter the charging state very fast. I didn't check how much damage. You see? They got past this guy and entered the charging state. Into that charging state.
Form up.
Do I like that?
Stand
Makes it
to.
more usable, but
All troops
do
form up.
I hate the charging state because it just plows right
All
through
troops
enemies
form up.
with like basically no repercussion. There's basically nothing you can do to stop that.
Stand to.
What was I trying out?
Fall in.
Damage. That's right. Just gonna let them hit. Remember the damage. Okay.
Quickly
Damage
now.
is higher, but not by that much.
Form up. Stand to. Fall in. All troops
I'd say
form
not
up.
much, but that was probably like 30% increase, considering they were doing like
Fall in.
no, more like 50% increase. It has to be about 50% increase.
Stand to.
Going from around about 3-3 to now 4-5? Well, maybe that's double damage. I don't know. Are they block breaking? Is that a block break issue?
All troops
I don't know.
form up.
Sometimes, like, I can't tell whether or not Lance Cavalry is block break,
Quickly now.
or they just bloody ignore shields, or instantly block break with a single attack. So it's just like,
Fall in.
just get caved in. I need pike. Oh, there we go. Good. Pikeman.
Form up.
Exactly what I needed. Okay.
Fall in.
So, the strange low damage on those guys was just strange. Maybe from lower speed. Or maybe when they reach high speed, they're dealing extra damage.
Quickly now.
Another OP cavalry.
Stand to.
It's not going to be weak. I can tell you already. Is it going to be difficult to use? Probably not. Nearly every single ability is able to be basically like bullshit. You see, like this is one of the cavalries that this is probably the first cavalry where it's just like you don't need to let the abilities go. You can just bullshit. You can just decide to change at a whim.
Give them death.
Like you don't need a commit.
Quickly now. Fall in. Stand to. Quickly now.
Man, and I feel like they lowered the cooldown, the base cooldown a bit.
Form up. Quickly
Mm.
now. Stand to.
Which makes me really annoyed.
Go. Go.
Because it just means it's another cavalry that has stupid abilities on a really low cooldown.
Form up.
And look at that damage coming out from Weapon Veteran. Weapon Veteran just absolutely caved in all of those units. Considering that, like, I saw a height of like 10,000 in there. Not that we'll probably see that against probably the high tier units. Maybe not. Maybe not. But I'm afraid. Yeah, you see, 17-second cooldown. Do I have? I do have it on. So that would be like 23, maybe 20. 22-second cooldown.
Wipe them out.
Oh, what?
Stand to.
What?
Form up.
Hang on. What kind of AI did you give them?
Quickly now.
What kind of AI did you give these guys? Oh, that's cheating. Look at that. That's cheating. That's cheating AI. I know they focus on all on one guy, but that's... Look at that. It uses the same... It probably uses the same AI as when they're in Swift as Lightning.
Follow me.
Which formation is followed? It's probably denser formation instead of wide formation. Yep. They changed it from dispersed to wedged. So that's really... Man, it's really annoying.
Quickly now.
Though I do understand that changing it to wedge makes sense, but
Show them what we're made of.
that's disgusting. That's disgusting. That's like watching old Yanyudaos with their like
Stand to.
10k hits. Like, even that singular attack feels really great and only hits one target. Just give me a cavalry that just does that, but just like on a much shorter cooldown. Or just make that its just its charge attack, where it's just like bam, bam. I can say a lot of things, but that is the unit that are gonna come. They've changed it so that they have less of a problem with cooldown if you do well with them. Their cooldowns are fairly short anyway. A hit and run tactic doesn't seem like out of this world, but it just means that you'll probably end up in a scenario where you can smash hit one unit, smash hit the next unit, smash hit the next unit. At least Yan Yu Daos need to regather. These guys can just go from one battle to the other, just cycle through everyone. Obviously, these guys will just run out of ammo eventually. You never want to use them in melee, and you don't want to use them in melee now anyway because their melee is trash. They changed it to trash. These guys have been changed as well. They're now no longer bug out when you press the stab into Spinaroonie. Stab into Spinaroonie. These guys will probably be pretty insane. Stab into spin basically just clears everything, and you just need to continuously stab so you can spin again for big damage, CC immunity, and realistically, I don't see these guys doing badly against anything that just is not straight up a shield unit or super tanky. Celadars will probably just get eviscerated. I am so sure that Medal battalions are going to die very quickly. They will have basically no chance against the new tier 4. The Zweihanders is just going to be a gamble of damage versus damage. So it's just like a stab into brutal sweep. Although not battle stance, obliterate could block the brutal sweep if you're unlucky. If it does, I think Zweihanders would just win downright. But looking at that damage, I'm not sure how many units it hits. 4,000. Even Zweihanders. Zweihanders only hit for like only hit for around about 4,000. I think it's like 2,500 base plus these two things would be like infantry damage, and Furious Zeal is only like under 4,000 when they smack anything for base damage. Though I must say, it does seem like they want these units to kind of be able to battle continuously, because the heal on these guys just absolutely ridiculous still. They buffed the heal, although they nerfed these guys very slightly. They buffed the heal to 5% now. So there's that. I understood why, but it's just like yeah, I don't have to like it. Anyway, that's all for the PTR. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, but other than that, my name's Atsukai. Have a nice day. Bye for now. I'll also be doing a video for the upcoming season. Probably look at the roadmap as well, but that's a separate video. So, bye for now.